When Jared and I moved to the Houston Woodlands area, we knew absolutely nobody. We didn't have friends referring us or no family connections or past customers or reputation in the area. We had nothing. But the new business still needed customers. One of the biggest lessons that we learned early on was knowing how to do the work does not automatically make the phone ring. You can be great at your trade and still have zero customers when you move into a brand new market. So we started looking for customers anywhere we could find them. One of the first things we tried was Angie's List. And back then, we were paying for leads. We could get opportunities to bid on the jobs, but of course, we weren't the only contractors receiving these leads. We won some jobs and we definitely lost plenty of others. But when we did win some, it was definitely a relief. So it was time to get to work and make some money. We started building our customer base, which was thrilling. We also used Thumbtack. Between Thumbtack and Angie's List, these were probably two of the better paid per lead ad sources out there at the time. Then there was Craigslist. Craigslist, it was free, so I say why not? When you're starting a business from scratch, free advertising is always worth a shot. Give it a consider. Even today, if I were starting over today, I would definitely look at some easy free marketing anywhere. Don't miss those opportunities. And don't spend unnecessary money. We didn't solely depend on the internet either. At the time, our business was more focused on landscape and irrigation. So we went to every place that we could to see where we thought maybe there was a customer or a contractor that we could talk to. We visited supply houses, convenience stores, local businesses, anywhere that would let us maybe leave a business card. We branded our trucks, trailers, t-shirts. We looked for local networking opportunities. We talked to people basically everywhere we could just to get our business name out there in front of as many folks as possible. Everybody talks about the price of buying leads, but there's also another cost people don't always consider. The real cost of the lead just isn't what you pay for the customer's information. It's time you spend calling them, following up, driving out to look at the job, measuring estimates, and writing quotes. Sometimes you lose the bid after investing all that time, which can be frustrating in itself. You're also competing against several other contractors who receive that exact same lead. That's something I wish more new business owners understood before they started spending a lot of money on lead companies. Eventually, we did start getting repeat customers and building relationships. We were only in the Houston Woodlands area for about a year, so we didn't have years to establish ourselves there. However, we did begin building a reputation with some of the people we worked for. Once you start getting good customers, word of mouth becomes one of the most valuable things you can have. The problem with word of mouth, though, it takes time. When you're in a brand new town and nobody knows who you are and don't have that yet, you have to find another way to get those first customers through the door. So more than a decade later, would I still pay for leads if I was starting a new business? If I moved into another town where I didn't know anyone, I would absolutely pay for leads again, because I actually did, and I will talk about that because we did move to Weatherford. But I would be very cautious of the lead companies that are available. I would test them. I would track exactly how much I was spending, how many leads I received, and how many estimates I sent out, and how many jobs did I win. How much profit. You got to get, some paperwork and go through it all. Today, I would also put more effort into Facebook advertising and Google. I would also look at local networking, vehicle branding again. I would build online reputation as quickly as possible. Paid leads can make sense, especially when you are starting from zero. But when you have to understand what those leads are really costing you, sometimes paying for a lead can help you get that first job, that first review, that first repeat customer, and eventually that first referral. When nobody knows your name, yet something or sometimes that is exactly what you need to get the ball rolling.